Yes, how you doing?
Yeah. Hi, I'm good. I'm good. You both must get this question a lot, so I'm not going to ask it how long it took you to learn to play the piano. But actually, I would like to know what each of you have learned about yourself as actors during this learning process.
Mm, Good question.
It was the hardest thing that I've ever had to learn for a movie, and so maybe I learned about myself that I am capable of doing something like that.
And it's so cliche, but I did learn like anything is possible if you put your mind to it, because I really didn't believe I was going to be capable. There was a midway point, in the arc of those things, is like a midway point where you're like, I've made a terrible mistake and I'm about to disappoint so many people, including myself. And I don't know how I'm going to live with myself at night, but it ended up being kind of a beautiful thing to overcome, where you just actually get to that final place. And there's nothing more amazing than sitting in that final piece where you've been practicing it for so long and you just actually have capacity. I don't know. I felt very confidence building.
Next to you, there are two hugely important characters in the movie, the city of New York and the impeccable sound design. What happens to you as actors when you see yourself in scenes where sound and music play such a big role? And does it change something for you in your approach to these scenes?
Sound design kind of became like another character in the movie. It's one of my favorite things about working in the film medium is that you do your thing and then you see it come together in a way that you just didn't expect.
I mean, the film itself is also so much about sound and about
Mm.
sensitivity to sound, etc. And I remember talking to the person who had hyperacousis that you met with,
Yeah.
Alex, his partner, and talking to her about the way that she functions around him also. And it gave me a whole new sensitivity to sound, using forks, a door, everything, and the way that, I don't know, an attunement to that in another person is also somehow like the most sexy and romantic thing ever. And so I don't know, it just made me very appreciative of sound overall and the rest of my life. And also, I think in seeing the final product, seeing the way that Johnny Byrne sort of made this whole soundscape that brings you so intimately into Nikki's world, is it's almost like a cheat code to connecting with him in some capacity. Not that you didn't do a brilliant job, but it does sort of bring you even deeper into his psyche.
There are two lines in the movie that really stuck with me. Creating harmony out of chaos and being okay with imperfection. I really like that. To me, it seems like this also applies to film sets. Can you speak about your experiences on film sets where you are a part of this ensemble that tries to find harmony in all of this chaos?
I think we were lucky enough to know that we were all heading in the same direction in what we wanted out of this and what we wanted it to be. I think lack of harmony comes when there's, an indifference in creativity or, what a sort of final product is supposed to be. And I think we were always on the same page.
Especially on this one, there were so many high stakes in so many different ways and so many things to keep track of. Like you had so many different props and like just sort of taking care of each other as best as we can to be really making sure that we both were comfortable and safe and feeling confident in all the little details that we could of each other's work. I felt like we were very involved in. It was very comforting to have. It's also sort of rare, but I did feel like we created a bit of haven around our scenes. It was very special.
Beautiful. Music is the universal language, and there are a lot of characters that have such a beautiful connection through music in this movie. What is a soundtrack or a movie score that you often come back to or have a deep connection to?
Interstellar.
I love that.
I something about that score touches a place in my soul that I didn't know was there. I just think it's marvelous. There will never be a time where I hear it and don't feel something.
Leo learned how to play it on the piano and play it incessantly on set.
I know it's really annoying for everyone else. But
Actually, my appreciation for the music went through like what is it when you say you can tell a joke 8 times and in the middle it's not funny and then it's really funny in the end? I sort of had that relationship with Interstellar. It was like round 4, I was like, absolutely bash my head against the wall. And then by 8, I'd be like, this is the most beautiful piece of music in the world. It's a really good question. I feel like
No
there's
worries.
songs for specific movies that I
Yeah.
think about a lot. There's one from Arrival that I always think about. I don't know. There's really good ones that I think about a lot.